And the pack wait for it down there. Dittrich coming in for the spoil, a try for late, but it plays allowed to go on. The big pack develops, picked up by Ross Smith, driven towards the goal square, is starting to swing in, it has. It's 4 points, the first score on the board to St Kilda. Kicked by Ross Smith, Eagson, socket by Judson once again up towards the half-forward flank. Davis in control, 75 yards out from goal. He lets fly into the forward pocket and Rodney Galt. Galt will be paid. In comes umpire Della.
Tight shot, Frank, very tight.
Yes, a tight shot, Bones. No loose men floating around. The Essendon defenders right on their toes. They've picked up all these St Kilda forwards. Rodney Galt puts it, boot to ball. It's going right through. So St Kilda now through a great goal by Rodney Galt. Move along to 2 straight goals. Essendon yet to score. 12 points the difference. 7.5 minutes into the first term. New battle punched away here by Mansley. First to recover. Davis to do the shepherding. Mansley took his time. Dropped the ball. Play on once again. Well recovered by Mansley. Across towards Davis. Kicked up towards the square area. It's going to bounce through. It has. It's 4 points. Kicked by Alan Davis. So now St Kilda 12 minutes and 40 seconds into the game. It's St Kilda on 3-1, 19 points. 2 straight goals ahead of Essendon's tally of 1-1, 7 points.
Well, Ken Fletcher gave John Mansley something to think about there. A little bit of pace. Mansley recovered from their personal duel to recover the ball, picked up and was still. They'll have to get another fella down there to take his place as the play goes on, and Ross Smith has taken the mark. Well, that should have been Gerlach's opponent, but they haven't been quick enough to cover the loss of Gerlach so far. And now we see Smith only 25 yards out from goal, and remembering that Rossi Smith already has 1 goal to his credit, and St Kilda looking for Ross Smith's 2nd goal and to push their total along. The kick is a good one. That's a goal. There's no risk about that one. And Ross Smith has moved St Kilda's score on to 4 goals, 5, 29 points. Essendon trailing 2 goals, 2, 14 points. The time clock showing you 28 minutes exactly have gone in the first term. Coming downfield, Frank, I've just picked it up.
Up they go. Dittrich flies high, gets a nice punch out here towards Davis. Davis puts one to within 55 yards of goal. Lawrence doing battle down there. Punched away by Daniel, pushed along by the same player. Ross Smith comes in here, but it's been taken by Barry Lawrence. He kicks the ball towards Breen. If Breen can get to it, get it through. Did he touch it? Did he make contact? He has! Kicked by Barry Breen. St Kilda 2 goals in the space of 40 seconds. Their score moves along to 5-5, 35 points.
Lawrence in there in the front. Caston came on the scene, couldn't take the mark. Hit the chance now, is picked up by Stevens. He's balking around all the opposition, swings back to the left foot. In fact, he's run himself upfield about 40 yards, picked up by Trott now in the forward pocket. Trott coming into an open goal, shoots from a bad angle, and it's good. A goal to Stewie Trott of St Kilda, and St Kilda move their score along from the quarter-time score of 5-5. They now move on to 6-5. This football coming to you on the big replay from Channel 7.
There was great football by
the ground by Ross Smith toward the boundary line. With a chance now, it's been hooked up. Another chance for Stevens on the left foot. He hooks back in toward the goal. The player falling at that moment was Davis, but he recovers very quickly. Barry Davis of Essendon getting a left foot kick away upfield. It's up toward Mansley. Mansley coming through, trying to control the ball. He picks up a left foot snap back downfield. No mark. Play on's the call. Picked up by Halley. Halley drives now towards centre half back and a high one.
They wait for it down there, and a good mark taken by Glenn Elliott. Well, there were some doubts about the fitness of Elliott, but there's no doubt tonight, that's for sure. A left foot kick towards Stevens in the forward pocket. Casson giving him too much latitude, infringes, and holding the main decision, and the kick will be going towards John Stevens. Forward pocket area, 45 yards out from goal.
Well, Casson has taken the place of Gerlach in the back pocket area, and possibly a little bit new to the position. Giving away that free kick here to Stevens, who has been a good player all year for St Kilda. And now we see Stevens from this angle, a rather tight shot, coming in now, having a shot at goal, looking for St Kilda's 7th goal. It's a long kick, and it's accurate too. And St Kilda have posted their 7th goal. 7 goals, 5 now, 47. Goal square is floating toward Lawrence. Coming on the scene is Daniel. The Packers, could have been a free kick either way there. Umpire down a call, play on. The ball still near the boundary line. Minot tried to hook it back into play, but Smith on the scene to spoil, and the throw-in will result. 7.5 minutes gone in the second term. This throw-in taking place. Minot getting in position, but McKenzie with a big punch hooked it over the back of the pack, picked up by Lawrence. He snaps it, goal. It could be another one. Another goal, this time to Barry Lawrence of St Kilda. There's Lawrence pulling up the socks. I did mention he had injured his ankle in the first quarter, but he does appear to be still favouring it slightly. Dittrich, and Dittrich should take this mark and play straight on. Here he comes now, cross half forward, up toward Barry Breen, leading out and taking the mark in the forward pocket, playing on and stabbing at goal. It won't score. It's across the face of goal. Daniel giving chase, but the boundary line's there. No, trapped by Lawrence. Hand pass to Smith. Smith coming into an open goal. The kick is smothered. Good defensive football.
There's still a chance for St Kilda. It's been picked up here and kicked through by Rodney Galt. Yes, the goal to Rodney Galt. St Kilda starting to move right away. The Saints on 9-5. The pack moving in up there. It's a high kick. Hasn't got all that much difference. Halley's in there. So too is Dittrich. Punched away. It was Davis who tried to punch it away, but it's been picked up and kicked by Williams, but marked in defence by Gary Colling.
Colling at centre half back, swinging back toward the centre, looking for Pays. The kick won't quite find Pays. He's made it now. Could get a hand pass. No, well tackled on that occasion by Park. Coming in, picking up is Theodore. He got a hand pass back to Manzi. Manzi very cleverly tapped it out to Pays. Pays now going for a short one toward Breen. Breen won't get to it yet. Picked up here. It's a nice balk by Lawrence, giving the ball to Breen. Breen in front from 40 yards out, shoots at goal. Essendon going down by 6 points here as the goal comes up for Breen and St Kilda, and good football and a good piece of work there from Johnny Manzi.
Yes, Manzi started it all up. He was in a heap of trouble himself, but tapped the ball on cleverly across towards Pays, and some great forward work saw the ball finally end up there with Barry Breen, and he put it through to once again take St Kilda to that 47-point lead of theirs.
Essendon in all sorts of bother with the kick. Here it comes now. It's up toward Breen. Breen in front of the pack, pushed out by McKenzie. Play on to call. Williams couldn't get the kick in, tackled by Minot. Minot can't do much either. Ditterich comes on the scene. A hand pass finds Breen. Breen in trouble. A hand pass over to Manzi. Manzi straightens up from half forward, goes for a short one to Lawrence. Lawrence making his ground, and a good mark. A good mark to Barry Lawrence. Well placed kick by Manzi. I thought for a moment that Manzi may have had a long shot at goal, but saw Lawrence with the opportunity of a short pass, and now Barry Lawrence with this opportunity from 15 yards out. Already, to his credit, has one goal. So it's Barry Lawrence. Every chance of kicking St Kilda's 11th goal. We're at the 19-minute mark, 50 seconds of the second term. It'll come up to the 20-minute mark as Lawrence comes in. St Kilda on 10-8. Can he make it 11-8? It's going goalward. There it is, 11-8. They've moved on now. Essendon down at lead. Essendon get a goal and St Kilda come back. And Essendon at this stage are hold
front. So St Kilda with their inaccuracy in the early stages of the third term, keeping the Dons within striking distance. Daniel got out of that one very nicely, runs it out these 15 yards.
Didn't get out of it all right. He's been penalised, overrun the 10, and umpire Della has penalised him now. A free kick will be paid to St Kilda, dead in front of goal. Umpire Della pointing to Ditterich to take the kick. Barry Lawrence has picked up the ball, but umpire Della said give it to Ditterich because it's his kick. Bad luck there for Peter Daniel. Kicked the ball clear of hand and foot to play on from the full back position. But then in sidestepping two opponents, covered too much ground, and now we see possibly a golden opportunity for St Kilda. Ditterich coming in from 15 yards out. He hasn't missed, and St Kilda post their first goal since half-time. They've moved their score on now to 12 goals. To battle with Ditterich. Ditterich picking up from the pack, hooks it round toward the goal square, and Johnny Stevens right in front. Only 15 yards out, but he's been off target. He has, to his credit, 1 goal 3 so far in this match, but I wouldn't hesitate to say he will put this one through for 6 points. There's the kick from Stevens, going on its way, the umpire indicating all clear, and St Kilda eventually have packed it for another goal in the third term. St Kilda move their score on now to 13 goals, 14-92. Essendon 8 goals picks up. He gets a clearing kick in downfield. Barry Davis there for Essendon. It's over the back of the pack where Casson comes streaming down. Kicked off the ground in the general direction of Breen. Breen picking up for St Kilda with the ball in front of him now. Put it down one, balks. There's a kick coming back towards centre half forward. A high one. There was a push in the back to Alan Davis, not paid. Play on as the call as Delahunty streamed through. Picked up by Barry Lawrence. Hand pass to Ditterich. Ditterich sidesteps. Gets a shot at goal. And Stevens in the goal square. And Stevens has taken the mark. Good passenger football there by Essendon, by St Kilda, starting right back with Stewie Trott in the back pocket.
And Casson Jack on the centre wing not helped in his efforts to catch the St Kilda players because he'd lost his boot. So it's back to Stevens, only 5 yards out, 45-degree angle. Should be quite an easy goal, and there's no worries for Stevens. He puts it right through the middle. He's kicked 3 goals out of St Kilda's tally of 14-15, 99 points. It's out a long kick, but well offline. In actual fact, it's out of bounds on the full. Well, we're 1.25 minutes into time on, and St Kilda in great shape, leading by 47 points. Waiting for Delahunty to take his kick. He's in the back pocket. Essendon being unfortunate in losing Darryl Gerlach at the quarter-time break. Davis drifting in, and the ball floating towards Davis. Didn't have an opponent and took quite an easy mark, and well within scoring distance, Jack Edwards.
Oh, every chance of a score from Davis, Frank. He's a beautiful kick normally, but this one is off the side of the boot slightly, though it's swinging back. It's a bit of funny old kick from Davis, but it's brought up 6 points. And that is another nail in the coffin for Essendon by the looks of things. Essendon still down badly at 8 goals for 52. And now we see St Kilda moving. Nancy kicks high toward Lawrence, who's dropped back behind Daniel. Lawrence waits for it. Well spelled on that occasion. The boundary umpire indicates a throw in St Kilda's forward pocket area.
Yes, 25 yards away from St Kilda's goal. Rodney Galt taking position. Dittrich is there also. But it'll be Mackenzie and Galt to do battle. They lean against each other. Tap down here, and Delahunty can't make contact. Picked up by Ross Smith. He ducks his head, which is dangerous. A chance here for Halley, who's overrun the ball. Dittrich in there also, holding on to Halley. But it will be umpire Bill Della to bounce the ball 35 yards out from St Kilda's goal.
8 minutes gone in the final term, and St Kilda well in front. There's the bounce by umpire Della. Bounces high to Dittrich. He grabs it, tried to snap one from the bounce. Has come up to the goal square, and Galt on the end of the 10-yard line almost has taken the mark for St Kilda. Rodney Galt has been a good player for St Kilda also, with 2 goals, 2 to his credit today, and I would say from this shot that St Kilda will be posting their 16th goal. Galt kicked a very difficult angle goal for his with his first shot. Now we see him he's right on the end of the 10-yard line. He will kick from about 15 yards out. We'll have to call him dead in front of goal. Galt now coming in, kicking at goal. There it is, his 3rd goal, and St Kilda moved their score on to 16 goals, 112 points. Essendon on 9 goals for 58 points at the 9-minute mark of the final term. I've just been handed the figures here, the official attendance figures, and it reads at 52,449 people. So not a bad crowd in attendance at VFL Park, Waverley.
Back to the centre. The Dons in all sorts of trouble.
Defensive side of half-back, kicked right across the ground on that occasion, found Elliott. Now Elliott will drive up on the outer side half-forward line.
He looks for Ross Smith, the lead, it's a good one, and so too it's the pass. Ross Smith on half-forward flank, St Kilda moving into attack and playing well. A high one, they're looking for Breen down there, Galt chips in front, but Breen's first to recover, picks up the ball, 50 yards away from goal, goes for the left foot pass up towards the forward pocket. In comes Stevens, a chance to get it across towards Dittrich. Stevens puts it through and bangs it through for his fourth. And St Kilda now move along to 17-16, 118 points. Essendon on 9 for 52.
Kenny Roberts kicking the ball out of the grasp of John Manzi, giving away the free kick on centre wing on the members' side. Manzi's been a good player all day for St Kilda. Straightens up now, Dittrich calling for it at centre half forward. Manzi going around the flank looking for Smith. The kick is a high one, and Smith has taken a lovely mark. Hooked it in one hand and caught it as it was falling to the ground. Ross Smith now looking for Lawrence. The kick is a high one. Lawrence has to go back to try and take this mark. Can't do so. Dittrich picks up from the boundary line. Straightens up, shoots it at goal. And I think he got it. Yes, what a beautiful goal by Dittrich.
Magnificent goal, 40 yards out. Dittrich so close to being out of bounds it doesn't matter. But he just positioned himself that allowed him to keep himself in play, put it through from the boundary line, kicked his 2nd goal and took St Kilda's score along to 18-16, 124. The Dons on 9 for 58.
Well, Carl Dittrich, I see sporting, looks like a handkerchief out of his top of his shorts. We see Charlie Payne coming on now for Essendon, replacement for the injured Alan Noonan. Play on in the centre of the ground once again. Umpire Della in control, will bounce. Frank has told you the score. We're coming up toward the 14-minute mark of the final quarter. There's Charlie Payne now on the screen. What a hard man to have to go on to. Neil Basenko's played a fine game. Up they go. Halley getting the tap down. It's been tapped on further out towards Essendon's half-forward zone where Schultz gives chase with a ball in front of him. He straightens up from half-forward, kicks it in towards Blethyn. Blethyn can't get in position to take the mark. Judson's there for St Kilda. Hooks a hand pass back to Colling. Colling straightens up now. Drives one back toward Malthouse. Malthouse making there. Charlie Payne first to the ball. It's been tapped down, picked up by Parks. He's in trouble, swinging back to the left foot. Hooks back toward the goal square. That's gone high. The sun in the player's eyes. And a steadying mark to Robert Murray of St Kilda.
Blethyn going for the big leap. Bob Murray just standing there and taking the mark as coolly as you like. Bob Murray putting play out towards the half-back flank for St Kilda. Parks in good position, nearly lost it, but takes it and plays on. Runs close to the boundary line, hooks the ball in the direction of the goal square. Up they go, the big fist comes in, the ball comes from the fist straight towards Judson. Judson from back pocket, a high kick up towards the half-forward flank area for Essendon, and the mark taken by Malthouse.
Grambo on, and I see that Barry Lawrence is off for St Kilda. Malthouse on half-back flank, a high kick up toward the wing area. Barry Davis under the ball to take the mark, looking for somewhere to go, but Dittrich claimed him very quickly. So Davis on centre wing, on the members' side, about to kick to the Channel 7 scoreboard end of the ground. A high kick by Davis and a long one also. A disputed mark, but play on's called. Picked up and snapped by Blethyn. It's online, I would say. Umpire indicating only 1 point.
Well, 65 points the difference. Just on 15 and a half minutes into the final term. The applause you can hear is for Barry Lawrence going off. And Lawrence hasn't had the success that he had at Hawthorn last week, but has still been quite a good player for St Kilda. He's given them somebody to kick the ball to, but he only notched 2 goals for himself. The short pass on, Judson couldn't hang on to it, and has been pushed over the line by John Casson. Throw in to take place. 45 yards out from Essendon's goal. Waiting on the battle down there. They get into position, the ball tapped down towards Casson. Colling and Neal close on his heels, and Casson pushed in the back, carries the ball out of bounds, no free kick, and throw in a little bit closer to the goal this time, say 30 yards.
There's the throw-in taking place now. Minot in there, got the tap down. It's come to the back of the pack, a chance for Casson. He has the ball, but can't do much with it. The ball under him, umpire Della will bounce. Although Essendon are trailing by a huge margin, they are not giving up the fight at all. They're fighting it out every inch of the way. See on the ground there, Kevin Neal picking himself up. Looks like he is injured also. Kevin Neal limping toward the boundary line, but can't go off. All the reserves are on. There's the tap down to Cassidy, tapped it on further and punched away by Ross Smith toward the boundary line. Fields can't get to it. A throw-in will result.
Well, play held up on this half-back flank of St Kilda's. There's Cowboy Neal in the hands of the trainer. Looks like a little bit of knee trouble down there. There's an infringement in the ruck, free kick against Minot, and will be going Essendon's way to be taken by big Gary Grinter. Grinter, short of the half-forward flank, approximately 60 yards out from goal. No loose men, he'll be going for the long shot. He's already kicked 1 goal for the Essendon side today. Comes down onto the left foot, a floating, wobbling punt, one that'll be difficult to mark. Up they go. The man in front was Davis. He breaks clear, gets the left foot to it. It's offline, and Basenko coming across, gets his kick in just in time. Hooks the ball back towards the back pocket. Grinter taps it down. It's taken by Fields. He breaks clear, gets the ball onto the left foot across the face of goal. Murray got a hand to it, steered it through for 1 point.
I think it would have only been behind Frank because it was heading that way. Murray getting the hand to it. Not trying to take the mark, but just a little bit of insurance against the goal by Essendon. The scoreboard has been changed to read St Kilda 18-16, 124 points. Essendon on 9 goals, 660 points. A big margin of 64 points for St Kilda in front. Bob Murray facing to kick to the outer side. He's changed his mind, swinging now back toward the member side of the ground, looking for Minot. In there is Big Halley to spoil. He does that, and now he got the ball down to Manzi. Manzi picking up. Breen is leading. Breen leading toward the boundary line in front and taking the mark but not being paid. I thought that could have been a mark. Breen having looked back to umpire Della, but a throw-in will take place on centre wing. This throw-in taking place as Minot comes up to do battle with Halley. Minot and Halley. Minot taps down straight toward Mackenzie of Essendon. Mackenzie mustering a bit of pace now. Tapped it on straight toward Malthouse. Got it over toward Fletcher eventually. Fletcher straightens up, kicks toward Davis. Davis coming down the centre of the ground to take the mark. Or the free kick against Alan Davis of St Kilda. So the Essendon Davis to take the kick. Here he comes now with a torpedo punt kick wobbling down. Ditterich rises high to spoil. That was successful also. It's on the ground. Elliott got the ball out. It's been kicked hurriedly by Judson up towards centre wing. It bounces badly for Smith, but he recovers very well.
Loses the ball now. Golt with an opportunity, but it's Trott who gets in, gets the ball onto the left foot. The ball kicked into the open territory, and it was good play by Trott. He spun out of the pack very quickly. He didn't have anyone to kick it to, so he steered the ball in the direction of the boundary line, and over the line it went. Alan Davis in the hands of the trainer, suffering from cramp. As Halley and Golt do battle once again. The tap down was a good one straight towards Smith. He puts a high kick which hasn't got all that much distance. It wouldn't be paid the mark anyhow. Had it have been marked, pushed along here by Delahunty, kept in play, and once again the ball going straight up into the air. They wait for it. It was Delahunty just about marking his own kick until Trott finally comes in, puts the ball up towards the half-forward flank. It's tapped towards the area of the forward pocket. In comes Roberts for Essendon onto the right foot now, puts the ball back towards half-forward flank. They wait for it down there, going back and missing the mark was Smith, taken by Stuart Trott. He puts the ball across towards centre half forward. There's no one there for St Kilda. Parks takes it for Essendon.
A hand pass wasn't a good one. It was rather a poor one. Manji giving chase. Parks trying to make it good now. Williams in there doing battle. He can't pick up either. Parks fumbling, eventually picking up on half-back flank. His kick not a good one up toward Casson. Casson got rid of Colling in one short little bump. Could have got a hand pass out to Barry Davis. Barry Davis going for a short pass round the flank and finds Jeff Blethyn. Blethyn a long way out from goal, telling the players to go downfield, looking for someone to kick to. Now Charlie Payne making his way downfield. Barry Davis there also as Blethyn kicks from the side of the boot toward Barry Davis. He's spoiled by Ditterich. It's on the ground, tapped further forward by Colling. It's toward the boundary line. Colling can't pick up. I don't think he was really trying. He was only hoping for the boundary line. So in that case he was successful. Hello, looks like John Casson may be suffering from cramp also, or possibly another injury to that hamstring.
Winter in front, but the ball was tapped down by Minot. It's kicked off the ground by Elliott. Fields gives chase. Davis is there for St Kilda, but Fields getting back onto the right foot now. Puts the ball across towards centre half forward. Chipping in. Good play there by Basanko. The ball comes back towards Basanko. Socket off the ground here. It's Fletcher dead smack in front. Puts it on its way. Slightly off the side of the boot. Offline and registers only 1 point. 9 goals, 7, 61. That's the Don score. The Saints are on 18-16, 124. So there's 63 points to the difference.
Bob Murray now deciding which way he'll kick. Shaping up as he'll come to the member side again, looking for Minot or Ditterich, the two big guns in the St Kilda side. Kick from Murray coming in. Not a good kick. It's dropping short. Getting in there is Ditterich, and Ditterich taking the mark. There's Ditterich, kick smothered. Not a good bit of play there by Big Carl. It's on the ground where Halley's pushed in the back and will take the free kick. Halley on half forward flank. Couldn't imagine him scoring from here. I notice also Kevin Neal limping up into the forward pocket for St Kilda. Very pronounced limp. But Halley coming in on the scene now, looking for a kick. Oh, off the side of the boot. Has got in towards centre half forward, and an easy mark has been taken there by Andy Williams. Andy Wilson, I'm sorry. Andy Williams sings, doesn't he? Andy Wilson now from centre half forward. There's the kick coming down. It's going to drop in the square. Up they go, punched away from the hands of the players. Colling giving chase with the ball in front of him, still trying to keep it there. Picks up now in the back pocket, looks up and finds Alan Davis. A hand pass comes across to Manzi. Manzi going for a short pass. Players slipping and sliding on the turf out here. A chance here for Stevens. Stevens now, it's Green on the scene for St Kilda. Hand pass back to Manzi, but he can't control it as yet. Keeps the ball in play, tapped it back to Stevens, who's only pushed out of bounds himself. A good bump finds Stevens being throwing himself, looking for a free kick and being played by umpire Bill Della.
Well played by Stevens, Jack. He put the ball on the ground and then actually threw himself back into the arms of his opponent. And another 15-yard penalty coming out. McKenzie whipping the ball straight back to Stevens from about 2 yards away. So Stevens not worried about McKenzie being on the mark. He knows McKenzie has to go back 15 yards, and this will take Stevens to have his kick right on the half-forward flank. 22 minutes and 50 seconds into the third term, and the ball shot across to Minot. A high torpedo punt kick should just about make the edge of the square. Up went Neil with one hand, came down to Grambo. He couldn't get his kick in. The ball being pushed along the ground here. Malthouse is there, but the ball carried over the line for a throw-in in St Kilda's forward pocket, some 20 yards away from goal. But after all that, the ball is finally going back.
There's a free kick in there somewhere, Frank.
It's been called back to John Stevens. That passage of play went on, Jack, for about a minute. And umpire Bill Della having a chat down here to Don McKenzie. So, as we were, back to Stevens. He goes this time round the boundary line, and it's Andy Wilson who takes quite a good mark.
Wilson now driving in toward the centre of the ground. Alan Davis of St Kilda has marked at centre half forward. I'm sorry about that Andy Williams thing, Frank. It's my fault.
Thanks,
there's the kick from Davis. Not a good one. Kicked in the man on the mark, who was Tuddenham. Davis recovers well with a left foot kick, driving up toward Grambo. But Grambo, on this occasion, out-generalled by Peter Daniel of Essendon. Daniel now only about 30 yards out from the St Kilda goal, facing toward the outer side boundary.
A wobbly-looking kick, dropping short. The mark taken down there by Davis. Davis on the half-back flank, play on the outer side of the ground as Davis puts it towards the centre wing, and the mark taken there by Fletcher. Ken Fletcher coming across the ground towards centre half forward. There's a lead down there by Halley. He picks the ball up on the half volley, puts it across towards the forward pocket. Given chase there is Charlie Payne. Payne and Basanko doing battle. Payne keeping the ball in play. In comes Judson. Could have given away the free kick. That is Payne who finally gets his kick in. Casson can't go on with it there. The ball bounce beats the players. Going along the ground here, picked up by Murray, kicked off the side of the boot, out towards the half-forward flanks. Parks comes in to meet the ball, secures, lines up the goals, puts it offline across the face of goal, and it's 1 point that takes the Essendon score along to 9 goals 8, 62. Exactly half St Kilda's tally of 18-15, 124.
Well,
or 18-16, 124, I should say, Jack.
Essendon are doing it the hard way now, Frank. A big leeway. They realise that they can't make it up, and the players, the game has stopped to a slow motion job, hasn't it?
Well, we're 15 seconds into time on, Jack, and 62 points the difference.
It's one of those things, but Bob Murray, who's played quite well also for St Kilda, kicking now to the outer side. There's the kick coming in from Murray. Torpedo punt, which wasn't as long as he normally puts in, and over the back a good mark has been played to Neil Bosanko, who's done a great job for St Kilda. His left foot kick, a short one over toward Trott. Trott looking for the free kick, got out of trouble nicely on that occasion. On half back now, he kicks up towards the wing area where the high reaching Minot has pulled down a one-handed mark. There's his kick in towards centre half forward. Up they fly. The man in front, not paid, was Williams. Taken by Breen. Kick further afield. It's up into no man's land. It bounces for Delahunty. He takes one bounce. Possibly will take two. No, gets a kick downfield. Out toward half forward where Ray Smith had the chance to take it. Halley has the ball taken away from him by Minot. Minot threw that one away for mine. Over toward Rodney Galt. Galt with the ball in front of him. Can't pick up. Good football here by Smith. Takes the ball away. And Essendon over the centre line once again. But coming and diving attempt. Not paid to Davis of St Kilda.
No, he couldn't make contact. It's well backed up by Bosanko. Bosanko gets a hand pass across here, but as Fletcher comes in, the ball is ricocheted over the line for a throw in halfway between Essendon's forward pocket and their half forward flank.
Yes, Essendon trailing by 62 points.
And the ball 70 yards out from their goal as Dittrich gets the front posse, but he's beaten by the knock. The ball is taken here by Schultz. He gets a left foot kick up towards the forward pocket. Here's a chance for Wilson. The ball goes along the ground, but Essendon not having any luck at all, and yet another point coming up for their score.
Well, that's the first score to Wilson, Frank, for the day. Hasn't had any goals to his credit, only that one behind there. So Murray now going to the members' side again, looking for Judson. The kick isn't a good one. Judson couldn't make it good either. Picked up here by Wilson. He snaps at goals on this occasion, and that's his first goal of the match. Andy Wilson has kicked his first goal and moved the Essendon total on now to 10 goals 9, 69, but trailing St Kilda 18 goals 16, 124.
Yes.
Going back to half time, Essendon were on 8 goals 3, so they've had a rather lean second half.
Yes, it's full credit to St Kilda. I would say that St Kilda's play has been sparked off because of a very, very tight defence. The Saints have controlled the rucks, and the little men have ripped the Essendon small men apart. A big punch away from the centre gives an opportunity here to Charlie Payne. Coming out to beat the ball is Grinter. It's taken by Davis, however, and from centre half forward, he puts the ball up towards the forward pocket. Blethyn couldn't find the place to get to it on the full. Judson's in there. Blethyn looking for the free kick. He'll get it too. Judson into the back of Blethyn, and Blethyn to take the free kick in the forward pocket some 40 yards out from goal. Quarter just about gone. The time clock has just ticked over 28 minutes. As Blethyn prepares to take his kick right from the boundary line. He plays on now, hooks the ball back into play. It's well offline and brings up another point to the Dons score. So the Dons move along to 10-10, 70 points. St Kilda on 18-16, 124.
Well, the only player in the Essendon side that has kicked more than one goal is Ken Roberts, who has 2. Jeff Blethyn, before today, has kicked 1 goal 3. There's Ditterich kicking into the outer side. A good kick too. Halley over the back, and a good mark to big Len Halley of Essendon. Here's on half forward on the outer side. A long way out from goal, because that was a good kick by Ditterich. He's gone for the short pass in toward Payne. Payne making the lead in toward the forward pocket, and Payne has marked. Essendon in attack. Charlie Payne about 55, 60 yards out from goal. The kick from Payne slightly from the side of the boot, but coming up toward Ditterich, who's content to force it through for one behind only. So it's a rushed point on the scoreboard for Essendon, and their score has now changed to 10 goals 11, 71. St Kilda 18 goals 16, 124. To wait the kick in. Players not doing very much, all very, very quiet out there. Looks like Ditterich coming in again. Facing the same way, now he's turned to the members' side.
Waiting for the kick in now as Dittrich puts the ball back towards the half-back flank. Up goes Parks and brings it in. Parks with an opportunity to play on, which he accepts, puts a high kick back towards the forward pocket area. Dittrich is in there, Grinter appealing for the mark. Murray bursts out of the pack with the ball, puts the ball out towards the half-back flank. Fletcher gives chase. The ball close to the line. Fletcher traps it, gets onto the left foot, back towards the right, doesn't fill Trott, and that's it. That's the end of the game. And we find that St Kilda, by scoring 18-16, 124, have defeated Essendon 10-11, 71.